Welcome to the Cult Film Showdown's new series, Putting the Creep in Creepshow. I am your host, James Cotta, joined by my co-hosts, Nick Boxer.
I wanted to do a voice and then didn't.
Bring us your best Christopher Lee.
Oh, really? I was going to go with the Crypt Keeper, but
Suddenly don't remember what the Crypt Keeper sounds like either.
exactly.
And also Jack Hall is here.
So, James, I can confirm to you when you invert and use your left hand, it does feel like another person. I can confirm. Oh, it unfortunately still feels like a man, though. So it's actually worse.
Oh my God!
As soon
I
as,
tried
as soon as
sitting on.
James stops laughing, we'll continue the show.
I think Nick had a tip there.
I was just suggesting if you sit on your hand beforehand, make it go to sleep. That way, maybe it'll feel like somebody else.
That's a chance. That's a chance. I'll report back to you next episode.
Grandpa, what did you do before mail order toys? And you guys didn't know if Putting the Creep in Creepshow was a good name for the show.
Putting 3 creeps in Creepshow.
Yeah, maybe it's the creeps. All right, we are starting a brand new series. We are looking at Creepshow from 2021. It was a anthology series that ran on Shudder, our favorite streaming app, maybe tied with Tubi. 60-40. Tubi might be a bit ahead. Anyway, I think Tubi's probably got the movie within a movie here. So Creepshow ran for several seasons. We decided to pick a few episodes and see what this series was all about. And let's start with just what do you guys know? What are your experiences from the other versions of Creepshow along the way? Does anyone remember it?
I pretty recently watched the original Creepshow, and for the first time, I thought I'd seen it. I've probably seen the original Creepshow like 3, 4 times. So I thought I had seen Creepshow 2. I hadn't, and then I watched it probably like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, just before we decided to do this, and I thought it was fantastic as well. Of course, I love the original. George Romero, Stephen King. How can you go wrong? And then I've never seen Creepshow 3, but I will. I'll track it down, but I don't know if it's going to be as good a quality as the other two, and certainly as this series, because even though we're right at the start of it, the quality of it has already impressed me. So
Yeah, I sort of have. I know I've seen both Creepshow and Creepshow 2, but to distinguish what I remember from Tales of the Crypt, House. There's so many of these anthology series that it's pretty hard to remember exactly what's what. I'm pretty sure Ted Danson starred in one of the stories in the original one of Creepshow, but that is my experience.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure I must have seen Creepshow at some point. I just don't have a clear memory of it. But they did a comic adaptation as well, didn't they? Or a
they
comic
did, yeah.
version? Yeah, I
It was
think
great.
I would have. Yeah, I would have read that. But I don't remember if I've actually seen the Creepshow movie or movies. I would make it 5 minutes in and like, oh yeah, it's this. Uh, but what we're talking about.
You would not forget Stephen King as a completely illiterate Southern hick getting an alien moss thing growing all over his body. Like, you would not forget this if you've seen it.
He's played that in a few movies though, so that's Hick is kind of his go-to.
He hicks it up in this one. I mean, the hick levels through the roof.
So 2019 to 2023 is when this show actually, this series aired. The first one we're going to look at is season 2, episode 5, Night of the Living Late Show. Jack, you want to tell us a bit about who's involved in this project, this episode?
Night of the Living Late Show, directed by Greg Nicotero, who's pretty much responsible for the series coming to light, as well as bringing us Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead and special effects makeup artists who went on to become a producer and a director, and is very, very important in the world of horror, I'll say. He's one of the most important people in the world of horror as of this recording in the entire industry. And let's say he brought us this episode, directed this episode. Stars Justin Long, looking a little bit older than the last time I saw him. I guess we all get a little bit older, but it's no longer, I guess, Jeepers Creepers, which was what, 2004, something like that. So it's been a while.
It's been a while. Been a while since he was in a Die Hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was in a Die Hard. I forgot. Jeepers Creepers always my go-to because I love those first two films. So he's the star of this, and I can't remember who. Does anybody recall who the writer was?
Dana Gould.
Oh yeah, Dana Gould. Dana
That's...
Gould, big stand-up comedian who created Stan versus Evil. Stand-up comedian, has a television show, Hanging with Dr. Z, where Dr. Z, I guess it would be, where he plays the character from Planet of the Apes, doing a talk show.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It's on YouTube. It's tremendous. Wrote for The Simpsons. Longtime stand-up comedian, yeah, and obviously a huge horror fan.
Nice. Now, Nick, tell us a bit about what happens in this episode.
Sure. Jason Long, is an inventor. He invents a virtual reality machine, lets him teleport his consciousness into his favorite movies. However, his wife does not think he should be doing this and is jealous, and when he neglects her for the virtual world, things go awry, let's say. His favorite movie that he teleports himself into is the classic Horror Express, and I haven't seen Horror Express in this kind of quality in a long time.
Never seen Horror Express, because I'm watching and I'm going, oh, this is one that has escaped me. Unfortunately, I mean, there's so many Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee movies. You're bound to miss one or two.
Well, it was one of those ones that had some sort of copyright program on them, problem with them. So they appeared on all those 50-pack DVDs and stuff in low quality. And every copy I've ever seen of it has probably been from that stockpile. I don't think anyone's ever remastered it. So
it must have, because this looked beautiful.
Yeah, like it may be that they remastered like just the sections they were using, because yeah, it looks terrific. I saw it not too long ago, within the last few years. All the Cushing and Lee's was a lockdown film fest for me. I think there's 20, including one that they're both in, but they don't have scenes together. There's an anthology they're both in. So it's 19 or 20 or something's the total number. It's a lot. This out of 19, I don't think I would put this in the top 10.
Excuse me, pardon me. I tried to hit mute and missed it. Literally, as I went to hit it, sneezed, and my hand moved away from the button, and I hit something else. That's good audio right there. Professional. People think of the Cult Film Showdown. They think of our professionalism.
Yeah. They do. That's our watchword. Um, our vision statement is to become professional. I mean, we once almost got paid for doing this, so that probably counts. uh, yeah, if you're good at something, never do it for free. That's why we're on our 300th episode of this show. I was curious how this would work without having seen Horror Express, but I don't like in seeing the whole thing. I don't know how much it mattered. Um, like I think you're probably like, what's your feeling, Jack? Like, were you told enough that it, or was it just kind of window dressing to start with?
It's pretty much window dressing. I mean, let's face it. Uh, I don't think they went very far into the film. I mean, they were. It seemed to me like it was pretty early on the scenes that they did use from it. The monster basically escapes and kills one person, and that's all you get to see of the movie. Doesn't go any further than that. I imagine that's in the first third or half of the film. So the last half of the film you don't see. I mean, I know it's a monster. I know he's an alien. I don't know much else, So it didn't ruin anything for me as far as anticipating seeing it, which, like you said, probably will be on Tubi.
It is. It's it's strange how the two fit together for me. Um, I, the internal logic of how his VR works is a bit mushy, to say the
Okay.
least.
Yeah,
Uh,
those conversations between the tape and him, with his dialogue being what it is and what is from the original movie, is kind of janky.
To give an example, he says things to him like, "Oh, you're Christopher Lee. You were Dracula, Frankenstein, Sauron." You know, I mean, and then the Christopher Lee character just does his line like he would always do it. Like everybody does their lines like he has not talked to them. Like they just completely ignore him and go on and do the next thing. So while he's interacting with him, he's not apparently changing anything. He's just there to see it, is what it feels like. But then there's another character who's I don't believe is, and this is where I'm of course coming across, having not seen the film. There's a character of the Countess who he fell in love with when he was a little boy and saw the film with his father. First film that Justin Long's character Simon, that Simon went to when he was a young boy. First adult film that his parent took him to that wasn't a kid's film was Horror Express, and making him much older than he seems. Making him, because I don't know when this movie come out, late 60s. So, anyways, making Justin Long in his late 60s himself now.
Horror Express was
But
72, so yeah, he'd be around
72.
around 60. Yeah,
It could
give
have
or
been
take.
a
Yeah, but
revival.
he's,
Yeah, it
I
absolutely could have
suppose.
been. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely could have been.
Either way, he's fallen in love with this Countess character. Now, I get the feeling watching this, but I don't know for sure that this Countess character wasn't in the original. That this was new footage that was filmed with this character that they added in. Is this character in the film in Horror Express itself?
I know the scenes with her are new. It's a Canadian actress who played that part. I honestly don't remember. She must have been, because there's other scenes, or they stitched it together with other, because they use other scenes of the Count, like her, who's supposed to be her father. Like he's from the film. Um, so yeah, it'd be uh,
Her stuff was new because she actually interacts with. She's the one character who seems to change what she's doing or what she's going to say based on what he
right.
says to her. Everybody else just keeps on doing their next line from the movie.
Yeah, double checking the credits here. So they do credit archive footage of a different actress playing that character, and then yeah, an actress that's doing the new scenes. Uh,
Okay.
I think that's one of the weird things with the uh, and I mean they probably could have just noted that's the case, like that. Um, they don't. I mean, it's in a movie you would have spent more time talking about like the ins and outs of how it actually works. Because yeah, like you said, sometimes they seem to hear him, sometimes they seem to ignore him. Um, but I mean, if you're trying to immerse yourself in the movie, you wouldn't want it to be changed that much by what you do. Um, like if you want to be immersed in Star Wars, telling Luke when he's still on Tatooine, "Hey, do you know Darth Vader's your dad?" Like nothing's going to happen after that that's the same. So
Just ruined the movie. Yeah.
yeah, so you're
Yeah.
not in the movie anymore from that point on.
But did any of the virtual reality stuff? It was cool. It reminded me of a lot of those Star Trek episodes where they, go back to classic episodes. But none of the virtual reality stuff really mattered to like the story. They could have just had him playing video games and his wife getting pissed off. I mean, sure,
No,
the
he
comeuppance
had to
part
fall in
was,
love with the Countess. She's jealous because he is essentially having an affair on her with the Countess. You couldn't do that with the video game. You
You
do
could
need the
within
virtual reality stuff.
I mean, if he was making an AI, if he was, yeah, there's a lot of other, yeah, you could have substituted something like I think using the old movie is the gimmick they're using. I think the story would work with a whole bunch of other things, but this is what they chose. Uh, I was expecting going in that we would see more than one movie, and we really see two. Um, we see two, and like Night of the Living Dead is shown just a little bit. Um, that's what's open is that's what opens our episode is Night of the Living Dead as a first person shooter essentially.
Which
Um,
is awesome, by the way. The quality, the of the animation and whatever the computer animation, the way that looked, the first person shooter, Night of the Living Dead at the beginning and the end, which is more Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead at the one at the end, but the quality of that, like the production values in this whole thing, blew me away. Like I thought they were fantastic.
I do remember thinking finally a use for that shitty Chinese CG work. If you're going for the video game look, it works.
nice. Uh, yeah, I thought that was just kind of fun. And it is, I don't know, it's a bit of a strange choice of movie, but I mean, it's probably the cheapest one that gets you Cushing and Lee when interacting. Uh,
Yeah, if it has some sort of copyright things, then maybe it was free. Night of the Living Dead, obviously,
mhm. Night of the Living Dead,
famously
yeah.
not, yeah, famously, yeah, not copyrighted anything. So, I mean, another thing that's unique about this one is the fact that it's 44 minutes in one episode. Every other episode of Creepshow is two different episodes in one, combined adding up to about 44 minutes. So that's what's unique about this one is that it's just one episode. And I'm not sure it wouldn't have been better if it had been shorter, but then it would have had less Lee and Cushing. I mean, it's kind of that
Yeah,
was kind of the gimmick. It's really a gimmick episode.
yeah, very much, yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
I found the whole reasons she got mad and the whole affair angle didn't register. But I've been watching a lot of anime and specifically isekai gaming manga, where the motive, like real world consequences, do not play into it at all, and it's actually seen as a moral good to stay in the game.
mm,
And then to switch over to this, where you probably have a more rational point of view, but I don't know, it just didn't ring true to me. Like, as much as I like the actress Darcy Cardenan, I liked
mhm.
her on The Good Place and like that, but all her stuff seemed really cold.
Yeah, I think it's their relationship is curious because we don't get to see them happy at all. Like she's been miserable this whole time. It's also it was also strange to me that like he said it works. It's all ready now. It like all works. Do you want to try it out? And she says no. But that presupposes that he had no version of this that he ever could have tried on someone. Because it's
Yeah,
not
I
like
thought
she
that was
says, like,
odd.
I've tried all the versions up till now. Um, and she's like, you've been spending all your time on this. You're not paying attention to me, and also you've wrecked our self tanning bed. Um,
She also
And
didn't
she's, you
seem
know
to
what?
even know what it was. So
No, it's like he had never explained to her beforehand what he was working on for the last several years, or last year, I guess it was, because they'd been married, they say, about a year. Yeah, she's her character's not exactly very well fleshed out, put it that way. It's really not. It's just there to, it's all about the gimmick of seeing him interact with the old movie. That's what this thing is about.
yeah,
It's not about the anything else.
yeah. I think that casting her um, helped me because she has played the self-deprecating best friend in so many things. Like it is what you cast her in. Um, she's like she's Marianne from Gilligan's Island attractive, but she's not a starlet. Um, so she and like that
Marianne's
card.
way hotter. Oh, Marianne over Ginger. You kidding me?
It's one of my
I
favorite.
think maybe if they had included the father as an actual actor rather than just a phone call conversation, it could have like
I think
strengthened that side of the.
maybe. I think they were trying to just prove that she had alienated her entire family for because her father figured he was marrying her for her money. She's obviously rich. So he's sitting there at the beginning of the very beginning in the first scene going, "It works. I'm going to be rich," which,
Which is a
he's very
strange.
rich.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. Yeah, that's a curious. Like I don't think you really get any resolution to why he married her. Like you can assume it was money, but it doesn't really feel like that because you're right that the first thing he says is, "I'm going to be rich." Um, uh, I have a technical question about the VR set. So it has hundreds of cameras in it, so it can fully capture you and put you in the environment. Um, that's seems an unnecessary detail because like there's no need to capture your own face. You can't see you. Um, but it's strange that you need to do that live. Um, like it, I mean, it's just to make it a gigantic device instead of a headset, I guess. Um, Visually, we've had a lot of headsets for this sort of thing. Uh, there, but each time he goes in, he's wearing period clothing. Is that required for the use of the device? and and the part where there's a section spoiler where he is unclothed in the game and or in the VR experience, and he's unclothed in real life. So presumably you need to take off that period clothing if you are taking it off in the game. Like if you want to
You're
be in
blowing my
Star Wars,
mind. You
if you want to
you
be in
are
Star
thinking this way
Wars,
too much.
if you want to be in Star Wars and you want to be a stormtrooper, do you need to have a stormtrooper outfit on? That's where I'm going. Like, this seems like a lot of added cost to make this thing work.
Yeah, there are a lot of leaps. Like, and who picks Horror Express? I don't care how much you like the movie. A horror movie is not the first movie you start off to fully immerse yourself on. You're asking for trouble.
Especially since you could die in the game and then you'll die in real life or the
Yeah,
movie or
that's
whatever. So you're
Yeah,
I
putting yourself at risk by putting yourself in anything. Like if it was me, I'd be in like a sitcom. Like I'd be like the safest. I would interact with a comedy movie, something, nothing taking place in war, nothing with action, nothing with anything.
something high
I
stakes,
would do
maybe like
Nixon Frost.
something high stakes like Animal House, maybe, uh, where there's where
Yeah.
there's real jeopardy. Uh,
and what if you pop in a Pixar movie? What happens then?
mm.
I don't know.
I
We're
was
going
thinking
down the lawnmower
yeah.
man logic drain. And
Do you have to dress as a Pixar character before you get into the device? What about Avatar? Are you just like a short alien? You have to paint yourself blue though. Uh, it's almost like they didn't think that part through at all. I do love the part of it that is incredibly realistic is a brand new technology has been created. It will change the way we experience entertainment, and the first thing that's thought of is how do I fuck something in it? That is the absolute
Very accurate.
most accurate thing in the whole episode.
This is true. Well, I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. I think it was fun. Really like the product. I like the concept. I like the acting. I like the production values. Um, you know, it's not as I suspect we will get some that are better, but I still enjoyed it.
I think the production value was good. I think that there was a bit of a flatness to it for me. Just and I think a lot of that was because like Justin Long doing the green screen stuff with like against nothing. I just don't think he. I don't think I don't know if it's the director or him or both that didn't have enough experience doing that to have him like really reacting. Um,
Hmm.
that part seemed kind of flat to me, but I like the gimmick, and I love Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and it's technically another collaboration between them all these years later.
yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it in the sense that I really want to watch Horror Express now.
Mm.
Um, Beyond that, it's a gimmick. I can take it or leave it. If I was watching a whole bunch of Tales of Crypt, it wouldn't stand out, or Creepshow episodes, it wouldn't stand out, but it wouldn't exactly endear itself to me.
All right, well that was a pretty good start, and I think it was an enjoyable episode, and we're gonna look at 8 of these episodes through the. Is that how many we chose? 8, 9,
I think it was
6,
6.
6.
I think
Then
I think it
6
was
is the
6. Let me
then
double
6 is the
check this for
number.
you
Yeah.
while I'm here,
I believe we chose
and we will
6
confirm
and
it.
a Christmas special.
Yes, that was it. It is 8 because it's 6 plus the Christmas special and the animated special. That was what we decided on. I'm reasonably
You
sure.
sure?
No.
Because I'm not seeing it in the list of what we picked. I'm only seeing 5. So maybe I need to go to
That's
the
not right either way.
IMDb list.
That's not right either way. I think.
Either way,
Oh, I think I just sent you a screen grab that only showed 5. I think that's the
that's right.
shoot
Yeah.
there. What's funny is we've already recorded an episode where we announced all this. The answer is 8 plus the Christmas episode and the animated special.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. And the animated special.
Yeah.
There's 2 animated specials. Which one were we doing?
I think there's one that's separately numbered and one that's that is within the season.
Within this. Okay.
Yeah, Survivor type and Twittering for the Circus of the Dead was the one we decided on. That's one with voices by Kiefer Sutherland and Joey King.
Nice.
And speaking of, we will be back with another episode of this series talking about Creepshow. The next one we're looking at is season 1, episode 4. And it's a 2-story one, The Companion and Lydia Lane's Better Half. These are on Shudder. We love Shudder, and we are sucking up as much as we can to Shudder. We would love to be involved with them in some way, and even if they just repost one of our things, we adore Shudder. And Jack, I think, has had a membership since the day it went online.
I first day.
Yeah.
Even before they had Joe Bob. And once they got Joe Bob, I was like, well, obviously I'm never giving my membership up. But even before they had Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy, I was signed in. Want to support my horror.
They do exceptional original material. Every October I do actually. Shocktober has extended to be September and October for my wife and I. Lacey and I make up a big hat and we just draw movies out of. And Shudder is just the highest consistency of any platform as far as the quality of the horror. It's just really incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing lots more of these.
You have been listening to the Cult Film Showdown. You can find us on YouTube, Patreon, and Instagram at the Cult Film Showdown. Support what we're doing on Patreon, and we're always adding new levels. We are sponsored by WeTalkPodcast.com, the home of the Octagon, our ongoing search for the ultimate B movie. We Talk Podcasts has a Facebook, and they have an X.
Dumb question. Was Girls with Balls part of Shocktober?
It was not. No, I don't think it was. I think it was just like it's an 80-minute movie that's a comedy horror. So, yeah.
Horror Express.
Horror Express. No, that would have been. Yeah, that would have been 2020 or early 21 when I was still working from home and everything was still mostly shut down. I did so many film fests and dug up every Marx Brothers movie, and I did go through every Cushing and Lee movie. This is one of them, Horror Express. The Hammer movies are, by far the best collaborations. The original Dracula, especially. I think that's one of Cushing's best roles is Van Helsing.